Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now to my two obligatory informative videos that are done for the day, and they were Q&As today. I've got about 30 minutes of that up for you guys, so check that out if you're interested in more informative content. But now it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Alright, Mark Lobliner made a video within the last day on his blog channel in which he discussed why he's totally done with negativity. He's done with negativity in videos, but then he called me and Johnny Bravo vile people in the video. Why I'm vile? Because I don't like the supplement industry, Mark? Because I think that your industry cons people. I'm vile because I tell people that what they really need to know about fitness is they need to moderate their fat intake. They need to eat more vegetables. They probably don't really need a protein supplement, that people should be doing cardio every day, that their weight training should be geared towards injury prevention, fatigue management, management of your connective tissue. It's like 70 to 80% of my channel content right there is that stuff. I'm actually interested in helping people, and I actually do help people. It's a big part of what I do, but that makes me a vile person because I'm anti-supplement, I'm anti your industry, and because you and a bunch of your friends have made up a whole lot of lies and terrible stuff about me as an excuse to call me vile. And that's fine, that's cool, but you know the thing is, you can't stand there and say, well you can, it's called doublespeak, Orwellian doublespeak. Eric Blair wrote volumes about this sort of stuff. Fantastic writer, by the way. Eric Blair, also known as George Orwell, wrote a lot of stuff about doublespeak. In fact, the Nazis used a lot of that in their propaganda, say one thing while meaning another. And in this case, you make a video saying you're done with negativity, but then you call some other YouTubers in the community, when you say you're done with negativity in the community, you say that we're vile people. We're actually here helping people. We're not trying to sell them a bunch of garbage. I'm actually helping people. That's what I care about. I don't have any products for sale, and if I do, it'll be probably useful products one day, or something that I don't claim gives a benefit. It's just nice merchandise. Maybe one day down the road. I don't have anything in the works. But if that makes me a vile person, then, you know, okay, that's your prerogative, that's your perspective, Mark. But for those unfamiliar with what led up to this, Mark got involved in a big fiasco with some chick who the piss troopers had gone ham on. They went pretty hard on her. I don't know the full details. Some girl named Diana. I don't know her full story. But I do know that he got involved in defending her. He decided to white knight her a little bit. And I've been accused of being a white knight many times myself. We could only speculate as to what his motives were there for white knighting her, but he drew a bunch of attention on himself, and it got him harassed at his home and everything else, and one of his children harassed. And, you know, here's my stance on that. I'm just going to be honest here. Mark's not going to like this. I'm just going to call it like it is. I think that's bad parenting, and the reason I think so, I've experienced the craziness of being a figure on the internet, of having an outreach, being known, and the real life stalking that it leads to. Mark, you're aware of that too. You know that you've only got a little fraction of it, but because you're butt buddies with people who have organized the campaign against me, your butt buddy Lane Norton, who incidentally, did you white knight his wife while he was cheating on her? I mean, you're talking about standing up for women. He was cheating on her while she was pregnant with his second baby. Just saying, did you white knight her? Did you stand up to your buddy about that one? I'm genuinely curious. But I know that you're involved with all these people, so you realize how sick and twisted they are. You know the stuff they've done to my loved ones. So you know personally how sick these people are on the internet. We live in a world right now where, unfortunately, the laws and the manpower haven't fully caught up with the ability to stop absurd, insane psychopaths from cyberstalking people. Unfortunately, the only way to deal with cyberstalkers today is when they actually do become physical and you sort them out yourself. That's your only options, really. I mean, the police get involved a little bit. They keep tabs on some of it, but they're just overwhelmed with it at this point, and they don't have the resources to fully deal with it. Now, that being said, I wish that they did, because I'll be honest, Mark and I have no love for each other, but apparently these people were sending very inappropriate, sexually aggressive messages towards his underage daughter. You know, in a perfect world, well, in a perfect world, people like that wouldn't exist, but in a perfect world, we would make them not exist. You guys can take whatever you want from that, but hey, if I have my way in the way the laws are written with cyberstalkers who send stuff like that to children, they'd go away. they'd be found and they'd go away. So that gives you guys an idea of how I feel about someone doing that to his child. His child is innocent in this. Mark might be a scumbag and a piece of shit, but his child isn't. That's an innocent child. That's an innocent child. And so anyone who would have even the mentality to even think in their head, I don't like this person, so I'm going to send this horrific, evil message to an innocent child. To be quite frank, is a sick fuck, and they're a danger to society. Anyone who would even have the thought process to think, hey, I should do that, that's a person not safe to be walking the streets. That's how I feel about it. So obviously I could understand Mark being upset about that. And I think he should be upset about that. You don't even have to be a reasonable person to be upset about that. But here's the thing, Mark. You know how sick these people are. You've seen it all. You've seen what they've done to my loved ones, because you know, you and your butt buddy Norton know. He paid for a lot of it, didn't he? Why are you parading your children online? I'm going to be honest with you. My own life experiences, I am grateful I do not have children. Because the current things that I have had to go through and what my loved ones have had to go through due to my presence on the internet, if I had a child and they went to a public school where I couldn't protect them physically, I would be absolutely terrified if I had children today. I would be terrified. And I'll be honest. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be a man, and I'm just going to admit the truth. I would be terrified if I had a child right now. And they would absolutely never, ever, ever be on social media, and I wouldn't have them on YouTube, just because of these things that I've experienced. And what I know about all of it, I am grateful I do not have a child, because they would be in danger. And it sucks, but that's the real world. So Mark, knowing all this at this point, still parades his children online. Still uses them to help market products. Still uses them to hide behind sometimes. Mark, I'm going to level with you. I don't think that's a good idea, and I'm saying that not because I like you, not to even be a dick to you, because I don't think that your children should have to suffer because of whatever reasons people don't like you. You know, those reasons maybe, in some cases they are justified. Some of them might not be justified. But the fact of the matter is, people are sick. There's a lot of sickos out there. And when they latch onto you, yeah, they will do stuff to your children, send things to your children. It's messed up, it's wrong, but it's reality. And I'll be honest with you. You know that you're going through this. You know this is what's going to happen. I, quite frankly, would tell you, take your children off there. Keep them off your stuff. It's in their best interest, because I'll be the first to admit I don't like you, but I don't want anything to happen to your children. I don't think it's appropriate for people to be sending stuff to your children, and the world that we live in today, that's reality. It's horrific, it's wrong, but it's reality, and we have to accept that reality in the present moment and deal with it the best way that we can with the best strategies that we can. So yeah, I don't think he should have him on there. That's my take on it. But it is kind of interesting, you know, that Mark wants to pretend a white knight, and he wants to protect people, and then he wants to get upset with his own children and go through this. But then, you know, when other people's families go through this, he thinks it's appropriate to continue to consort with people who do it. He thinks it's appropriate to still be friends with the people who do it. Because you don't think my family members have been harassed? You don't think Elaine Norton has personally, on the phone, called and harassed female members of my family? That's your buddy right there. You don't think he's done that? I know for a fact he has. I've had to have conversations about it. He has done so. Members of the people, the circle jerk that he associates with, and of course you associate with because you hate me, have done the same thing. They've harassed female members of my family, sent threats to female members of my family, both in the mail, on phone, on social media. You're not going to white knight them, are you? Of course not. Of course not. Because there's nothing in it for you. It's not taking down someone you hate. There's nothing for you to gain from it. So of course you wouldn't, because you hate me. Said I'm a vile person, so therefore by extension you're totally cool with my loved ones being harassed. Interesting how that works. But I'll stand here right now and say that it's wrong for your loved ones to be harassed, and anyone who does so is a sick piece of shit. That's reality. But, you know, the other thing is it comes down to also, it comes back to this stuff with Genova. You know, he did all this also because he attacked Genova back because he wanted to, as he always said, he wants to teach him a lesson. Why do all these people on the internet think it's their divinely given duty to teach a mentally handicapped person a lesson? You do know that's called sadism, right? That's called sadism. When you see someone who's mentally handicapped and you decide that it's your job to teach them, to inflict negative things on them as punishment, to teach them a lesson without you being able to psychologically evaluate if they're even capable of learning the lesson that you want to teach them, just because I want to teach you a lesson. That's called being a sadist. That's called being a bully. That's called being a sick fuck yourself. Who appointed you to do this? Are you his mother? Are you his therapist? Are you his psychologist? Are you a judge who's been given a report of his mental state? No, you're not. You don't have privy. You're not privy to that information. You're not in a position of authority to be teaching a mentally handicapped person a lesson. No, that's just called being vindictive and being a dick. And you know, we've all had to deal with it. We've all had to deal with the piss troopers. We've all had to deal with the Order 66, as all of us have. I've had to deal with it myself, but you know what? It's not my job to teach Jason Genova a lesson. All right, that's his mother's job. It's his legal guardian's job. Might be a counselor's job, but it's sure as hell not my job. It's sure as hell not your job, and it's not the job of your followers. So I don't want to hear this stuff about this moral high ground when you want to teach mentally, you want to abuse mentally handicapped people. You're no better than Rich Piana who slapped the guy. Alright, get the fuck out of here with that stuff. You're basically just an asshole, Mark. That's what it is. Alright, you have no right to be teaching a mentally handicapped person a lesson. Seriously. Now, the fact that he's got the big following, that's a whole nother topic. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that. But it's not our job to teach him a lesson. We don't even have enough of an evaluation of his mental state to even know how to begin on that. Not our job. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.